Sink your teeth into my Survive the Raft review. Float your way and grapple that like and subscribe buttons for more content. And just a disclaimer before we get going, this is a beginner's first impression stroke review after a good few hours of playing Survive the Raft, as once I got into the game it was more of an undertaking than I had first imagined. And so, after your plane crashes into the sea and you finding yourself the only survivor, you have only one thing on your mind: survive. And this means you're kind of plunged into a sort of water world, minus the Kevin Costner, and Ark, minus the dinosaurs and, well, mainly land. And this generally leaves us with building a raft large enough and equipped enough to basically call it an island. Oh, and there's a shark as well. I'll come back to that later. To build everything, you'll need, well, scraps and like wood and things like that. And the way we gather that is basically collecting crates, scraps, whatever else you can hook with your hook to get the supplies back to your, well, raft. And this is kind of a game within itself. Throwing out your hook, hooking whatever you can, dragging it all the way back, grabbing it out of the water. It's kind of almost therapeutically fun in a weird sort of way. Right, before we actually get too far here and before we get really started, it's worth mentioning there is two different modes. Creative, and this is where you come if you just want everything unlocked and just basically build and create, well, at your own leisure really. And trust me, it's all covered here. Platforms to walk on and to build on. There's roofs, walls, window walls, doors, door frames, all sorts of things so you can build yourself, well, a shack on the water, I guess. A floating home from home. And then there's all the things like water supplies and all that you have to deal with, so you don't actually starve or anything or go thirsty. But this, I believe, can be turned off in the creative mode. But survival is where all the action and skills are at. It's in the name, don't you know? Survival mode. Well, this is where it all gets interesting. You level up as you go, making things so you can, as I said, eat and drink and basically survive. Building and leveling will add in time extra things you can build. And there's loads of extras for those patient enough to, well, basically get to an island or get to a merchant. There's even things like planes that go overhead and you can signal them. Or at least I think you can, because I haven't managed to do it yet. It's a slow process to start with, but in time it really had me coming back for more. One of the main things I was centered on doing is building a kayak to travel around to other islands, or at least I think you can. As the task of building one, after I obviously set up my building and got my water and food stuff all done, and basically made myself that home from home we mentioned. But it turns out building a kayak isn't as easy as it seemed. Basically you'll need some other things once you've actually got the supplies to build it itself, such as an anchor and other stuff in order to use the kayak. This was slightly disappointing as I thought I'd build one and off I go, but no, there are more provisions. And I felt it slightly confusing, but in the end added more content to the game, which I'm sure is the point. But coming from a mobile game, yes, it is also a mobile game, it felt at times a little too much, as I'm sure these sort of things were embedded in the actual game to, I don't know, make you spend more time and probably money as well. But still, I was having fun, so I continued. And don't forget to actually feed yourself and drink plenty of water. And also, whilst you're actually trying to do all of this, your buddy is trying to destroy your raft by coming time to time to, well, basically eat it. Oh, and did I say buddy? Well, it's just you and the shark. And trust me, the first time it attacked, I shit myself. It was, well, for want of a better word, well, it was bloody well scary. But trust me also, after a while you'll learn things and it'll become sort of like just something that is needing to be aware of. You know, when he attacks the boat, you need to go over and spear him until he lets go or, well, destroys that part of your raft. Or whenever you get into the water, yes, you can swim in the water, he will also come and make a beeline for you, which is also very annoying. Also worth mentioning, there's a day and night system, but once you've unlocked and built the bed, you'll probably just sleep through the night times. I know I did. To be honest with you, I thought I'd get bored of this, but for me, it seemed to do enough to keep me going and wanting more. And with the extra knowledge that you can get to islands and unlock a shitload of other stuff, and who knows what else, well, it was just the drive I need to keep this on my Switch alongside Minecraft and I would say Ark, but it's a little pricey and from what I've been told a little glitchy as well, which is a shame because I own it on PC and it's not a bad game. But talking about glitchy, do not get me wrong, your time on your raft won't be glitch free and here is why. Graphical glitches with some crates disappearing when you're dragging other crates past them. The rain rained through my roof and this was not intentional as it happened outside and I have a burner outside and when rain hits it, it extinguishes it. But inside, with my lovely roof, with the rain pouring through, nothing was extinguished. So yeah, it's obviously a glitch, isn't it? And I have to say that the frame rate kind of dips noticeably when the screen was too busy. Control-wise, they were pretty decent. You have a run and a jump. Obviously, they're more useful when you're on an island, but it is appreciated to have a run when the shark starts attacking your raft. All the controls are pretty straightforward. The only thing that I found a little bit fiddly was when you have to transfer like stuff from boxes to your hand or your hand to your inventory to boxes. It was at first a little bit fiddly to get used to. As for the sound, well, this was pretty well what you'd expect from this sort of game. It has the swooshing of the water pretty well constantly all the time. You can hear yourself drink and start fires and things. It's pretty standard stuff. The good. It seems to be massive, and with a creative mode, that's just a lot of bang for your buck there. I wanted to keep playing and I will. Maybe even do a let's play on it if enough of you want me to. The bad. Those graphical problems let the game down a little bit, but not majorly. It's just a bit weird to be honest with you. And the controls take a little getting used to. The score. All said and done, I've enjoyed my time here and have so much more to discover after, well, hours of play. And for that, and quite impressed by that considering I wasn't really expecting too much from this game, I'm going to give Survive the Raft a 4 out of 5. And I realise for others it could be higher or lower, but for all its faults, it really hooked me. Get it? Hooked me? Yeah, I know. And what are your thoughts on Survive the Raft? Leave them down in the comments. After all, that is where they belong. And as for my alternative, well, I'm going to actually go for Minecraft. Sure, it's an easy one to go for, but heck, it's still a goodie, and I still have it on my Nintendo Switch. Well, my PC, I have it in VR as well. It's just such a great game, and even better in multiplayer. But you know what? I definitely think there's room for both of these games on any person's Nintendo Switch, if that is your style of game. And as usual, if you've got a better alternative, leave it down in the comments yet again. And why not hit that like and subscribe button if you've made it this far in the video, or just been watching, well, my videos in general. You'll be helping out the channel immensely. And why not come and join us in our community Discord? We're always looking for new members in there to chat with, because life is better when we switch together.